I'm going to show you the game that I've made. I've developed it using C++ and open frameworks. Now my game is it's a space shooter with my own procedurally generated sound. So we'll open up and start the debugger. Okay, my game actually has 3 states to it. In this state it's a main menu, and for the main menu it's just a thing to start the game. You have to press any key to begin, so we press the Z key. Now in this game, we have procedurally generated sound, as you can hear, and you can shoot at the enemy ships. As the enemy ships hit you, your health decreases, and eventually you will die. Well, we only have 1 life left, so yeah, that is the game. Now, I'm going to show you how the code is built. Firstly, it is very isomorphic and uses lots of objects. If we go to the H file, we can see how many objects we are using, simply by looking at the amount of include files up here. We have a basic ship class, which the other ships are the player and the enemy inherit from, and 2 laser classes, 1 for the player and 1 for the enemies. Now we have the laser. Now we have 3 states, as I showed you earlier. The first state is the main menu. The second state is the battle screen, which you saw, and the third state is the game over screen. Now, this is the sound stuff. It uses a buffer size, a sample rate, and a player, and 3 oscillators, as well as an FFT. I also have a variable with 7 notes. These were picked randomly. Well played. I'm first going to show you. These are the declarants of I have 3 backgrounds for each screen, 3 vectors which are versatile arrays, lasers, enemies, and laser 2, and I have 3 integers for the new enemy, and reload. And the state machine is also declared here. Right, first off, I'm going to show you how the sound works. Okay, firstly in setup we have a frame rate, a sample rate, a buffer size. This is used for playing the sounds for our audio loop. Next, we have something in our special audio drawer, audio out. Now, based on the states, it requires the state to be in state 2, which is the battlefield. It will play 3 different sine waves of random called R, R2 and R3. Now in setup these were set to 0, and in update they're set between a random of 0 and 7. This means that 3 random notes will be played within the game. As you can see here with this code. Next up, I'm going to show you how the enemies are created. I showed you the array. Now, firstly, they have to be declared. The array has to be declared. And they are created here. A temporary is made with setting a random position of the enemy. It's then added to the vector using enemies.pushback, using the variables declared in temp enemy. I have then got sets of them. These ones don't have a random position, however, their position is preset. This creates effects of them moving in lines. I also have a set for that. These are created, however, at certain times. The variables new enemy 2, and new enemy 3 they spawn at certain times. Every 90 frames a new enemy appears, but their new enemy is set to 0, meaning it returns. The sets of them that come from the left and right don't come as often, but come in larger numbers. Next up, movement and playing the game. Now, the player ship is controlled with the keys, but only if state 2. If it's left, it moves left. If it moves right, it moves right. Up, goes up, and down, it goes down. Also, the position of a ship is stored in the ship's variables to determine which way the bullets will fire. So when the spacebar is pressed, it will fire. It will fire the bullet based on the position of the ship. If it's left, it goes left. If it's right, it goes right. If it's up, it goes up. If it's down, it goes down. Now, collision. For collision, I did 2. I did a double nested for loop. It checks every laser of the array and every enemy and compares the distance between the two. If the distance between the two is small, it will destroy the enemy and destroy the laser. There is also very important that there is a break after each thing, so it does not check enemies which exist to get array out of bounds. Enemy shooting. The enemies shoot bullets as well. It checks every enemy's reload variable, and if it's 100, it will fire 1 bullet. This is also based on its position. The enemies have positions too, left, right, up and down, so that they will fire in the correct position. Which is called sprite. This sprite also controls how they are perceived. Like with the enemies, there's a collision between the player. If a bullet hits a player, the ship loses 1 hit point. And if the ship hit points go down to 0, it's dead, and the game is over. I also have cleanup functions that remove all the things that you don't need. Anyway, that is my program. You've seen it, and that is how it is made. Thank you. Bye bye.